It is Parallel Frequencies with just Blane and Coco and all of our freaks out there. You can see my energy. You can hear it. It is Freaky Friday, Coco. I am excited.
Yeah.
Let's
go. Friday.
Are you excited?
Always for Friday. Friday, I know Thursday I said is usually my favorite day, but Fridays are a second place favorite day.
Top tier for sure. Top tier day. But Freaky Friday now makes it even that much bigger and more fun and more look forward to me. Because we get to talk to the freaks. The freaks have been talking to us. We get to jump back in and check out some of their comments, whether they're nice, whether they're mean. We like them all.
We like them all.
But I do like the good energy that's coming through. And I've been seeing a lot of it here lately.
Good.
So
good. Yeah. Come on to be kind. Why not? Why not be kind? If you can be anything, be kind. Right?
It's not that hard. Is it? No. Is it really that hard to be nice?
I don't think so.
We've had comments about my looks, my scraggly beard, my long. We've had some comments about that. And I'm like, you know what?
Sure.
If you're here for my looks, then you're here for the wrong thing, right?
Yeah, come for my looks.
That's right. Hey, but you did get a comment that said, damn, she's cute. And I'll say that that's the kind of energy we like. Don't talk about me being scraggly.
I'm all right with that, but I'm still on the debate whether they were talking about me or they were talking about Uma Thurman and Kill Bill on that one. I feel like it could be taken either way, but I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you for that.
I think it was about you.
And the long hair, the beard, the hat, it's your brand, right? It's your brand. You're just owning it. And I love that.
It's recognizable. And we'll go through and see what other people out here are saying. But I got some great comments pulled up here. And let's start with this one because we were talking about Ted Lasso and how kindness, I think I said something along the lines of, we were talking about kindness is not a weakness. And somebody says, WTF is this guy talking about? Kindness is weakness. And another one says, he's still on the sheep scope. And then I see at Practically Magic Podcast. That's you. You jumped in there and you said, we'll see about that when all the ladies pick the genuine nice guys to make new generations of humans with. I love that.
Sometimes I pull it out. Sometimes I have some eloquent things to say. Sometimes not on the air when I'm actually recording, but that's one I'm proud of. I'm proud of that one.
Yeah. We put another one out when we talked about Kill Bill, and we were talking about the soundtrack and the iconic sounds that were in there. And at Steel Paradox hit us and said, I think more of Young Buck sampling it, to be honest. I love this comment because I'd forgotten about the rap song Bang Bang by Young Buck back some years ago. I don't want to start guessing how many because I bet it was way more than I think it was. But he used the sample from Kill Bill. Great shout out from Steel Paradox there.
Nice.
Here it is. Damn, she's cute. I think they're talking about you, Coco.
Okay. Sure, I'll take it. Cute is my name, my first name, when you take every other letter out. So.
Okay.
I'll take it. They were just giving me a hi. They were just like, hi. And I'm like, oh, hi. Hi.
I'm going to have to say it was for you. And I like that kind of energy. Don't talk about the looks in a negative way. And don't go any further than saying, damn, we're cute. That's all we need. That's it.
Sure.
That's it. Nothing more.
A little pick me up. That's nice.
We got into our last Wistful Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but last week. Whoo! So many comments on Alien. And
of course.
I enjoy those kinds of comments because here's one right here from @Donna Fraser. My all-time favorite movie, even now. Aliens is just something different, and Ripley hasn't been beaten by another female action star yet. I totally agree. 1,000,000%. And we got.
Yep.
We'll get to another comment where somebody said a little something different than that. But yeah, I'm with that one right there. And here it is. @Andrew Russell because we're talking about Ellen Ripley. Says, greatest character ever written. Can you actually read? Whoo.
Can
Now,
you
I'm going to have to say,
read?
first of all, I'm not sure what being able to read has to do with any of the
Yeah,
Ripley being
I
the
guess.
greatest character ever written.
I
But,
guess, because it's written down, so I guess you'd have to read to be able to read all of the other characters that have ever
yeah,
existed.
I'm not sure, but
Okay.
I think that Andrew Russell is mistaken still. I hate to
Yeah.
be the one to tell you, but you're wrong.
And we're welcoming to all the opinions. Opinions don't have to agree
Yeah,
with ours, but yeah, you've got your
yeah.
opinion, and that's great. Good for
At
you.
least Andrew was nice about it. And then here's
Yeah.
at Permut, Permut8. Alien, in all caps, is the greatest film I have ever seen, let alone the scariest. A fucking masterpiece. Don't care for any of the others in the franchise. Alien is all I need. Anyway, good review by you both. I love that kind of feedback too.
Aw, thanks.
But I do have to say to at Permit, please give the other films and the TV show and the franchise a chance. Because if you do, oh my goodness, your universe and your alien world will be opened up so much more. And you'll have a whole lot more than just the one film to go with. Sure, they're not all that level, but I don't think they have to be to start filling in some of these gaps and making this universe that Ridley Scott's put together for us.
Mm-hmm.
I love that type of comment, though, right there.
All right, you sold me. I'll go watch the rest of them.
Yeah, we got somebody else at Sywin, at Sam Hain, 25. This is some of your people. I'm an Irish man. I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day either. He was agreeing with us talking about St. Patty's Day.
Okay.
Lots more alien comments about H.R. Geiger. And Alien was the high bar of horror and sci-fi and still is. I love these comments. And we'll get to more of these as time goes on, but we're going to leave these for now because they're growing and we can't keep up. We're going to have to do entire Freaky Friday shows where we just go through comments and see what's out there.
But I like sorting through, sifting through. We get a couple here and there. So keep leaving your comments, and if it's very eloquent or maybe even extremely harsh, we'll take note.
Yeah, but I do love that the freaks are coming in and saying, hey, you guys are doing a good job on these breakdowns and enjoying what we're doing, because that's what we're here for. We're not here for my looks. We're here to break down and deep dive and do film analysis and TV show analysis and basically show you what's going on, because it's a mirror, it's reflective. We've talked about that all the time. Parallel frequencies. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for popping in.
What kind of comments are you looking forward to seeing out there, Coco? You like when people answer our questions and stuff like that?
I like the ones from Ireland, baby, from my motherland, my ancestral motherland, some of which I have never even been able to visit in my lifetime yet. But it's like I get this chance to reach across the pond and get some connection there. And I love that. So if you're in Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales, I don't know, everywhere in Northern Europe, you can reach out to me there. And also, you don't have to be from Northern Europe. You can be from anywhere. I literally am like happy from anywhere.
I like how you're just picking out regions now, though. Like,
yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't want to exclude all of the people in the continent of Africa,
Malaysia, Australia, even like
anywhere and everywhere. Yeah, I don't even care. Like I didn't even mean to say just Ireland. Let's just welcome them all those.
Scratch that from the record. She didn't say that, people. She didn't, freaks. But if you are an Irish freak, though, hit up Coco. Start a new fan club there for us. We love that. Bring us over there.
Oh my gosh, that would be a dream come true for me.
Let me show you something I found that ties into Feature Friday, because now we'll transition from Freaky Friday to Feature Friday, and today is a special one. I'm hyped up for it, and We normally do like a movie or a TV show, but this one, we're going to highlight women voice actors. And this story right here really got me interested in this. You had this on the docket already, and then I caught this the other day. And then it's an anime cartoon, Adult Toph. And it's going to be voiced by a blind voice actor, Dion Kwan, I believe is her name. And I thought this was one of the coolest things.
And why not?
One of the coolest things. And then it, like I said, ties into today's show because we want to highlight voice actors. These are the women who you probably pass by at Target and don't know who the hell they are, but they've probably voiced 100 different things and people and characters and whatever else that you've heard. Mm-hmm. And they need that recognition. So, Coco, this was your idea.
I'm calling it the voices of women. That's our focus today. And we've got some really well-known names. I mean, they should be well-known. Most of you have heard their voices in your ears for your entire lives. And then we've got some little treasures, little gemstones that maybe haven't been discovered yet that we're going to talk about today.
I love it. I love it. And let's just set the stage up and talk about why this really matters. Because voice acting it's like emotional puppetry. No costume, no camera, just vibration from your vocal cords and intention. And women in this space, they've been carrying entire emotional universes on their vocal cords.
Yeah.
Seriously. I didn't realize until we started doing FanX and all this other stuff, how many voice actors are women and how many roles they've actually played. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
They don't just do one. It's hundreds. And they do stuff from anime to animation to video games. They're shaping how we understand strength, vulnerability, chaos, love, all with their voice. But here's a twist. Historically, they've also been asked to fit into boxes, make it cute, make it soft, make it less threatening. Meanwhile, they're out here playing warriors, villains, gods, and broken heroes. That didn't really connect, you know. That's some tension, but that's where the real story lives. I just think that the impact that they have made, and I haven't even named one person off yet, and we'll get into who it is, but I just want to set the stage and say that this is not an easy thing, once again, for women to break into, or anybody. Voice acting's hard.
Yeah. And much credit to all of the anime voice actors in the spectrum of different types of acting doing that kind of work. Personally, my list today that I'm going to be noting some that are on my radar, I don't have any anime voice actresses on my radar right here, which means that I need some help from the freaks. If you've got your favorites, ones that really stood out to you, this is where the comments, you're going to want to let us know, because we want to give a shout out to some of your favorites and ones that have really stood out to you. You're like, whoa. Yeah, when you listen to it, it's powerful, it's strong, and like you said, conveying so much emotions just with their voice. I'll tell you, if I was going to now go back in time and pick a career in acting, I think I'd want to be a voice actress. I used to love to play with my voice. I used to love different dialects and different tones and different things. And now I'm like, sounds like the perfect career. You don't have to get hair and makeup. You don't have to go on location. Just show up in the studio and do your thing. I think it sounds fantastic.
You can put a voice studio in your house. You can do this in your pajamas. You can do it in your pajamas.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That sounds like a great gig to me.
What a gig, right? I mean, that's
not to say that they don't work hard. Yeah,
absolutely. And they definitely do. And I just want to throw out there that we're going to have two powerhouse voice actors on this episode right here. From some interviews we did at FanX, we got Erica Schroeder and Ryan Bartley. And I love both of these women. They were incredible to talk to. They're incredible at what they do, but we're going to get to that.
And stay tuned.
Yeah, so they don't just perform characters, they understand them. And that's the difference. You can feel that. Every single one of them. Every character they play got a different feel to it.
Yeah, I think it's even better. I mean, I know you can recognize voices as you go along. We're going to talk about one today. I've got it in my back pocket to talk about, but you have those ones that you're like, oh, I recognize that voice. It's the same as this place that I've heard it. But it's even more amazing when it's kind of that Christopher Guest phenomenon. I say Christopher Guest because he's one of the actors that I know of that when he's in different films, it took me a long time to realize he was the same person. And that's talented right there as well. Like to be able to disguise your voice, to be able to completely change based on the character. I love that. And that is really, it's really a lot of talent to be able to do that.
It is. And the performance itself is an invisible performance. So let's talk about this weird paradox of voice acting, because you can scream, cry, break down, but nobody sees your face. So the question for the voice actors has to be, how do you make someone feel something without being seen? I know their characters are seen on screen and the animators do a lot of that, but a lot of this is just acting in the dark. It's trusting that your voice is enough to light the room up. And that's kind of wild when you think about it. No facial expressions to lean on, just tone, breath, timing that they have to get completely accurate and right. So it seems like an easy job. And of course, we know it's not when we were setting it up, talking about, oh, let's just do this from our home. No. There's a lot of work that goes into this.
Absolutely. And noting all of the beats and pauses, noting the breath, all of these different things. I mean, I think there's a lot more that goes into it than we realize. Yeah. And much credit to them.
About a couple of the names right now. We haven't mentioned anybody yet, but even IMDb has a list, and it's June Foray, Joan Gerber, Tress MacNeille, Rusty Taylor. You know, it keeps going. Gray Delisle, Candy Milo, Jennifer Hale. That's just the top 7 or 8. And a lot of people are probably like, I don't know any of these names. And it's okay, because you know the characters they played. Courtney, you got some names over there. What's one of the biggest names you've got?
All right, I'm going to start with the big ones. We got the big ones that almost everybody, if you've been into pop culture at all in the last 30 years, have played the same characters for 30 years. Nancy Cartwright.
Oh, yeah.
You know her as Bart Simpson and Nelson Muntz and Todd Flanders and Ralph Wiggum.
Yeah.
On The Simpsons. I mean, 30 years of playing a 10-year-old boy. Can you believe it? And I've seen her on interviews. I've seen her talking about it. I love that she loves to play with that voice. I love that she surprises people when she's out in public. And sometimes she just gives them a little Bart Simpson and they're like, oh, it's you? I mean, they're not going to recognize her by her face, but they know that voice, right?
Like I said, you could walk by these voice actors in anywhere you're out in public and you wouldn't know. I know Nancy Cartwright might be recognized by some, but she's still not recognized as much as an actor who is seen on the screen, like their actual face or whatever. I probably wouldn't recognize Nancy Cartwright.
I probably wouldn't either, even though I've seen those interviews and I've seen pictures of her. I've seen her talking in Bart's voice. I've seen all this over the years, but I think if she was passing me in the grocery line, I probably would just think she was any old average person. Just another one of us.
Another one of us.
Another one of us normies.
A normie. A freak. Maybe she's a freak. I hope Nancy Cartwright's a freak.
She would if she listened to the show. She'd be a freak. I know she would.
Yeah.
She's fun like that.
I guarantee you she'd be a freak.
And then we have, of course, Yardley Smith playing Lisa Simpson. She's one of the ones that only plays one character on that show. Her voice is very unique, very specific. You know that voice. But I want to point out she was also the little girl Cecilia in the We're Back, a dinosaur story from 1992. These are for my nostalgic 90s millennials. You know, we remember that movie with John Goodman playing Rex. I mean, that was Martin Short, I think, was another one. Ray Perlman, she did a voice in that movie. So, big names. And then we have that adorable, childlike, almost high in the vocal cords, Yardley Smith's voice that she does there. It's absolutely iconic. I love it.
Incredible performances. And that's what really hits hard. And it's also, how do I tiptoe around this? Because it's women, it's harder. We've established that. It's this business and industry and all of that is harder to get into. And that's something that these actors had to navigate. It's almost like a double layer, Yeah. They're doing their own character, yet they're dealing with the real world. And still, it's like you got to go into the booth and be emotionally expressive, but not too much. Be strong, but still be likable. Be unique, but you still better be marketable. And yet they created some of the most iconic characters ever. Bart Simpson is going to live forever. And that's
and she's one of those that she just keeps right on going with the series. I mean, there have been others that have come and gone and play the same character as someone else, but she's been one of the tried and true, not going anywhere anytime soon, Bart Simpson.
Yeah. And these characters that these women have given us over the years, they've taught us how to be brave, how to feel deep, how to survive chaos. And the kicker is a lot of the performances, most of them, came from spaces where they weren't even fully seen or sometimes even credited. And that's wild too. How do you...
Yeah. I would dare say there was probably a fight, and there probably still is an ongoing fight to close the pay gap for women voice actors versus what men are paid for the same job. And so I want to point out that's probably still something that they deal with in their careers, getting started. And I want to shout out to Kristen Schell. She's just an amazing actress and comedic actress anyway, but she plays Louise Belcher on Bob's Burgers. This is one of the only times I think it's okay, only because it's so good, that we have men playing the parts of females in voice acting. Because you have Dan Mitz, who plays Tina Belcher, and John Roberts plays Linda Belcher in that series. And so I don't love the idea of men taking the job from a woman who could do the parts of the female characters. But in that show, it just works so well. I forgive it.
You have to kind of,
Just have to mention it. Just have to mention it.
Yeah, you have to kind of forget it because,
it's just too perfect.
Yeah, and it is.
I mean, Linda. How many times a day do I play the part of Linda Belcher with my own kids and go, aw.
Now let's get to two of these interviews that we've done with some of these voice actors and ask some of these questions that we've talked about. And you might not recognize the names. Erica Schroeder. I do. And a lot of people at FanX and stuff like that do. And once again, we went to FanX with Promise to Live. We'll get into that after, and I'll give you the feedback and what you got to do for that. But Erica Schroeder, you don't know the name, but she's been in. I'm gonna tell you like hundreds of things, Pokemon mainly, and we talked to her about that. And let's go, Coco. You remember this interview we did?
I do.
With Erica? Yeah. Let's go ahead and play this and get into it. And let the freaks out there hear this. All right, we're here with Erica Schroeder. Now, she is only one person, yet the voice of what, about 1,000, 2,000 characters now?
Honestly, probably. There's a lot of uncredited material out there because they're really focusing on American and Japanese when I do dubs for France and Germany and many other countries as well.
Now, I got to ask a question. It'll be a tough one because it's like asking a favorite child. Do you have a favorite character that you play?
That's exactly what I say. I literally say what you said. It's like you're asking me who my favorite child is. And I have 2 kids, and I'll never tell. I do have a couple of special connections to lots of my different characters. Luffy was a particular favorite of mine because I do love to transform.
Oh, yeah.
I like to go as far away as possible. I love to play evil characters, so Elvira in Secret Magic Control Agency, who's not there, she's down.
Incredible.
She's amazing. I
forgot
love her
about her.
advice too.
Yeah, I forgot about her talking about nature like that.
Absolutely.
That's
I was like, you can hear my gasp in the interview. Did she just say that?
and that's
Get out in
Erica
nature.
Schroeder.
That is it's my jam.
Erica Schroeder, Sonic. She's in the video game.
Mhm.
I believe Blaze the Cat, maybe, and Percival, Pokemon,
Yeah.
Tokyo Mew Mew. Lots of. I'm telling you, like you see, and every one of
A
these
long
voice
way.
actors has those posters up behind them, and there's so many characters, and it's
I know.
wild.
What a fun job. What a great career. I just think that sounds so amazing. And maybe doesn't get quite enough of the in the starlight or in the spotlight unless they happen to do a little bit of both, which I would
Yeah.
like to bring up my back pocket person if I could.
Go ahead.
The
Yeah,
one I've
let's
been saving. One of my favorite actresses, voice actress and on screen is Christine Cavanaugh. And we lost her in December 22nd, 2014.
Yeah.
She did absolutely. If you look her up, you will recognize her. I promise you will. But one of my favorite things that she did was Chucky Finster on Rugrats. So for all my people who are my age, you'll all remember watching Rugrats when you were kids on Nickelodeon. But she also did Real Monsters on Nickelodeon. She was also in the Sonic the Hedgehog TV series. I'm not sure which part she played, but she was on Darkwing Duck, Dexter's Laboratory, and people know her most. One of my favorite movies of all time was the voice of Babe.
Oh yeah,
you remember her? She was in X-Files in live action and not voice acting. She was on one of my favorite episodes, Small Potatoes. And she has one of the most iconic voices. She was also on Cheers, Wings, Everybody Loves Raymond, ER, a supporting character in Jerry Maguire. This woman's epic. And you know what else? She was born right here in Layton, Utah, and passed away. She was living in Cedar City, Utah. So she's one of our own. One of our own. So I just had to bring her up and put her out there. She's one of my absolute favorite voice actresses, but also she deserves credit for all of the things that she did.
I love that. I love that. Like touched all aspects of. She actually had what I would consider my dream career. It sounds like working on all that stuff there. Like you named off Cheers and all these sitcoms. Like that's yeah, I'd love to do that. Let's go ahead.
Passed away too young too.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Let's go ahead and talk to one more person, Ryan Bartley, and this is from FanX 2024 maybe. But I remember talking to her, and this one was real special to me. I enjoyed talking to her, and let's just go ahead and get into this. That's the wrong one. Hang on. Trying to share this screen, but it's not.
Oh, my hips.
You're getting old. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, thanks, guys. We're here with Ryan Bartley. Now, if you don't know who she is, you have played. You know what? How many roles have you been in?
I don't even know. I actually do not know.
It's honestly incredible. Like, I've seen your list of movies, and it's like every anime made in the last, 3, 4 years?
Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you.
But you're very good at what you do. You play a lot of these characters. Do you really enjoy anime?
I do. I love anime. I didn't grow up watching a ton of it, but I was always a big Pokemon fan. And I was a massive Hello Kitty fan growing up. That's not really anime, but anime adjacent. And yeah, now I get to work on both of those properties. It's a dream come true. But yeah, I'm just super grateful. And I was always a big fan of Miyazaki movies.
Miyazaki. Now, I like Princess Mononoke. Yeah. That's Miyazaki, right?
Yeah. One of my favorite. Well, okay. So I think as a kid, my favorite was Kiki's Delivery Service. But I don't know. It might be Spirited Away now.
And you're part of. Are you part of Kiki's?
No.
Oh, that's a different Kiki. You're in Kiki's something, but that's not the same Kiki from.
Oh, you know what? That's a different thing. That's a different Kiki's. Yeah.
Yeah, but you are.
Good memory. Good.
I but you got to also mention Howl's Moving Castle. Yeah. That movie's incredible. I'm working on a project right now, the Witch movie project, and we actually break down Howl's Moving Castle. I got a local witch. And me and her are doing a podcast on that.
Oh my gosh.
So when you bring it up, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know this stuff.
That's very cool. Yeah. No, that's awesome.
But we were in the same boat. It was like, we didn't grow up with anime. It's polarizing. It's either you hate it or love it, which I'm like, why?
I love it now.
I do too. And I think it got a bad rap for so long.
Yeah.
That people didn't like it, and it's like, oh, well, I don't like it either, but you never watched it.
Well, there's also when I was a kid, it was harder to find. Now it's everywhere. We have so many different ways to watch anime, and you can find even Disney Plus, like Hulu, Netflix. Every platform has
a Crunchyroll.
Yeah, Crunchyroll, of course. But back then, it was either Sailor Moon or Pokemon, or that's it.
Or you had to find a VHS tape that was a bootleg version of a bootleg version.
That's what I heard. Yeah, that was maybe even before my time, but that's what I've heard about, the one episode per VHS tape era. Oh, yeah.
Now, how did you get into this? Is this something you dreamed of? Did you want to be a kid?
You know what? I've been interested in voiceover since I was a kid. I actually started as a tween. I was working for Radio Disney because they use real kids to do their promos and their commercial spots, So that's kind of how I started. But I always really wanted to do cartoons, and I loved cartoons growing up. I was into Rugrats Rocko's Modern Life, Hey Arnold, Rocket Hour, that kind of classic Nickelodeon stuff. Yeah, I loved those things. So I just always dreamed of doing cartoons, and I studied really hard and started taking classes on how to do cartoon voiceover, which is very different from other kinds. But yeah, that's kind of how it started.
I wanted to touch that because a lot of people think, oh, I could do that. I could be a voice actor, but there's a lot that goes into it. Right?
There is. I mean, I started doing stage work, so I was doing musical theater and plays all as a kid, and then and dance classes and all that kind of thing. And so, voice actors are actors. That really has to come first and foremost. So, I always tell people, if you can do plays at school or any kind of theater at all is great training to get your feet wet in that world. And it's acting. So take an acting class, take an improv class. That's a great way to get into voiceover.
Now, let me ask you something serious, because acting does take a toll on the actor themselves.
Yeah.
How do you deal with anything like that might have got you down?
Right.
Maybe there's a message of hope that you can have for somebody else out there listening. What would it be?
You know, it's acting is a lot of rejection. I tell everybody that comes up to me and says, "Oh my gosh, you have so many roles," and I say, you know, you're looking at the tip of the iceberg. This is all. This is this, and this is what I audition for that I don't book. You know what I mean? So it is a lot of rejection. It is mentally pretty hard sometimes. But the thing is, I think what keeps me going is, you know, every job is hard nowadays. It's hard to get any sort of job, so you might as well pick something that you love.
Yeah.
You only live once. You know, life is very precious. We only have such a tiny amount of time on this earth. So I always tell people, chase your dreams. You're never too old to start, first of all. I get people for all ages asking me, am I, you know, could I be a voice actor, do you think? How do I break in? Like, am I too old? Am I too young? And I always tell people, no, you're never too old, too young. Like I said, I started when I was a little kid. I have a friend who was in the military, and he's now a massively successful voice actor. He does cons all the time. He directed me on a video game recently. And he was in the military. This is his second career. So he books all those Call of Duty, all those kind of video games because he has the real experience, and he really does sound like he's in that world. You know, when he gets those auditions, he kills it. You know, but this is his second career. So I always tell people, you're never too old, you're never too young. You know, follow your dreams. If you have any sort of interest in this, passion you want to explore, like I love what I do, and I want everyone to be as happy as I am. You know, but yes, it is a lot of rejection, but I don't know, if it's worth it to you, you tune that out and you pick yourself back up. It's hard though. It's definitely hard. You lean on your friends. I do a lot of meditation. I'm a Peloton girl. So, you know, working out can help, meditating can help. One of my coaches, Tony Oliver, people might know him as Lupin the Third. He was also one of my voiceover teachers and directs me. He directed the Hunter x Hunter dub. He directs a bunch of stuff. He tells people, you know, if you're religious, prayer can help. You know, there's so many different things that people can turn to help them in those dark times. But you know, you find what works for you, and you just keep fighting, and you never give up. You know?
Realize there's tomorrow. There's always a tomorrow.
There is. The sun is always going to come back out. The world's going to keep spinning. You know, and it's a hard time to do anything. It's a hard world to live in right now, and it's stressful, and there's just so much going on. But you know, the convention world is a safe spot, is a safe place. We're all family here.
You know, I want to get into that because a lot of people here, these are their outcasts.
Yeah.
These are the nerds, which used to be a derogatory term.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I'll say I'm a nerd, and I'll fight anybody that wants to go against it. You know?
No, nerds are cool.
They are.
No, but we're such a family here. Like, we don't laugh at anyone. This is an inclusive community. We're here to have fun. We're all quirky. We're all got our strangeness, you know, but it's nothing but love here. And I want people to come to a place where they feel like this is where you belong.
Safe.
Yeah, it's a safe place where you can feel like everyone is just as odd as you, and that's a good thing. You know?
It's almost like there's a competition to see who can be the oddest.
That's, you know, that it happens. It happens.
I love it.
But we're all little weirdos in our own ways, and you know, you just embrace that. And I love to see everyone bring them their unique selves to the table.
Have you ever seen the movie The Craft?
Oh yeah.
Do you? Yes. Do you remember what they get off a bus and the guy tells them, "Look out for these weirdos," and she looks at him and says, "We are the weirdos, mister."
Yeah. What?
That's very relevant right here, right?
So
We
true.
are the weirdos, and we're proud of it.
That's true.
Let me ask you. Let me get out on a happy note. What do you have coming out now? You got a video game? You got what's big? What are you looking forward to?
Talk about? What can I talk about?
That's the first question. What can you actually talk about without getting in trouble?
No, I have to shuffle through my brain. Like, what is out?
Be careful.
What's been announced? I know I have to be careful. I will say, I played a lot of people don't know this. I played the little Ghostbusters. I'll show you.
In the Frozen Empire?
Yes, the Frozen Empire. They're these little guys. You remember the little mini puffs? They're called mini puffs. That's their official name. Yeah.
That was you?
Yeah. It's not just me. There's a bunch of us that did it for this movie. A group of us did it, but I'm one of them.
That's gotta be fun.
And this is now streaming, I think, on Netflix. Yeah. And it's also on Blu-ray as of pretty recently. So I'll give a shout out to Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
I love that. We actually talked to Ernie Hudson, and he said he had so much fun making that movie. He hopes there's another one.
Oh, yay! No, that's great to hear.
Would you be a part of another one?
Oh my gosh, yes, in a heartbeat. It was so fun. No, I
Call
love
her.
the little mini pups. They're so cute. No, we had a blast working on that.
Call her for the next one, and I want my agent fee.
There you go.
Get that. Thank you so much.
No, thank you
Yes.
guys. Come on, thank you guys. Yeah.
How fun was that?
Amazing. Yeah.
I forgot how good that interview was. That was from 2024. Like I said, once again, so none of that stuff is actually new. It's been out. I do like how she threw Disney under the bus and admitted to their child laboring because she was working as a kid for Radio Disney, and
they've been doing that's a time-honored tradition. Disney.
No, but she was great and answered a lot of those questions that we've already kind of talked about, how hard it is and the struggle, the tip of the iceberg. She's got 1,000 roles, not really, but who knows? She might have been rejected for 10,000. That's got to be hard.
Yeah. But just knowing that means like, hey, if I'm getting rejected, I'm on the right path. I'm
Absolutely.
getting rejected maybe 5-10 times more than I'm going to be booking or getting it. And that's just part of the process. It's part of it. So check that box and you're doing great.
Yeah, absolutely. And watching that interview back, it made me start thinking, I'm like, you know what? There's something almost spiritual about voice acting. It's like Ryan Bartley or Erica. It's like they're lending out their soul for a few hours to let it live in somebody else or something else. And the audience, they don't ever see the actor. We just feel them. That's the difference. It's a different kind of fame. It's invisible but unforgettable. And I don't know. It's almost like Ryan and Erica and all these other women that we've talked about. It's almost like they are unsung heroes because they're unknown. But if they start talking, it's like, oh my gosh, everybody's going to come to them. They know that voice, and that's wild. I want to throw this out there to the freaks and ask, what voice out there, give us somebody that we didn't talk about that has changed your life or is a staple in your life. And let's build a list. Let's build a list of the best women voice actors ever and our favorites. I love that. And I think we could put that up somewhere. What do you think, Coco?
Yeah. Don't forget about those that do narration for audiobooks, things like that. I'm going to give a shout out to Mary Jane Wells. Narrated a book I loved to listen to on audiobooks called Anima Rising by Christopher Moore. Christopher Moore is a fantastic author, by the way, if you ever want to read something hilariously funny. He does a great job. But her as a voice actress, she won awards for doing that book, narrating it. And I took note of her because I've listened to a lot of audiobooks, but as I'm listening, I have never heard anyone switch characters so beautifully, because a lot of times they're narrating a book that they have to play every part when they're doing an audiobook. So a lot of times, when you're listening to a romance novel and it's like a guy's voice who has to somehow be the girl and you get that, and you're like, ew, that ruined it. But not her. She did every character so different that I knew I was listening to the same person, but in my head, they became different people. And I thought she was so amazing. I started following her on Instagram, saw that she won some awards for that book. It's right there in the bottom, 2026 Audio Award that she got for that.
Nice. And this is her right here at Mary Jane Wells Stories.
Yes. Go follow her. Go check her out. I mean, these are like unsung heroes, right? You're not going to see her name on a lot of things or, up in lights, but she deserves credit for what she did because she's amazing.
I'm going to hit follow right there. You know what? You should reach out to her. Let's talk to her on the show right here. Let's get her on
I would be see, that would be me like fangirling about, because I really, really did love her work so much.
I want to talk to her. Let's reach out. Maybe she'll see this show. If she does, Mary Jane, will you please come on and talk to us? We'd love to talk to you and give you the flowers that you deserve. Metaphorically, of course, because I don't have. But no, I really do want to do that. I love this episode. We went a little longer than I intended. But that's okay because these women, like I said, they do need their flowers, and we do have to put them on the map. I want to build that list and see what the freaks out there. I want to see who you got and see what
Yeah.
we're missing.
Yeah. Tell us who to listen for.
I love how Ryan Bartley, when I asked her about the projects she was working on, she couldn't tell me. And I knew I almost got out of her because I kind of knew. And it did come out later. And she was in Call of Duty, Black Ops 7. She was in the Ghost of Yote, which is a Japanese, like a samurai type game. And these were huge games. And I know she was wanting to, I knew she wanted to tell me, but couldn't. So I thought that was kind of cool. I felt like I was almost in the end. I want to talk to Ryan Bartley again. Ryan, if you see this, please come back on and talk to us. I know you got some more stuff going on. Erica, too. Great conversations. Coco, thank you for putting this one on the docket. It needed to be done. We need to do it again. We could do this and talk about 50 different women that we didn't even mention today. And that's the crazy.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I am Just Blane. That is Coco. You are our freaks. This is Parallel Frequencies. This is Parallel Frequencies, and we will see you on the other side.
See you next week.